everybody. Welcome back to the show. Are you someone that struggles with allergies, rashes, headaches, or random inflammation, even though you feel like you're doing everything right? Well, today we're going to uncover a very special mineral of what could be the missing link that is causing your increased histamine-based production. So if you've never heard about histamines before, they are a specific chemical messenger that we do need in order to balance healthy levels of inflammation, improve our immune system, balance healthy levels of allergy-based reactions, and much more. But what happens is when it becomes too great or it gets too high, it can lead to allergies and hives, even stomach acid reflux, right? So like that can be a real issue, is burning in the stomach or acid reflux or even bloating and digestive upset. Plus higher levels of histamine, as I said before, can cause some of the most random skin rashes, it can cause headaches and migraines, a stuffy nose, watery eyes, and much more. So as I said before, we don't want to completely eliminate histamines from the body, but if you're having those symptoms of headaches, skin rashes, allergies, hives, digestive issues, we want to lower your histamine levels in a natural way. Now, there are many underlying root causes of histamine-based issues. Much of it is gut-related. Do you have candida overgrowth? Do you have parasites? Do you have H. pylori? Do you have SIBO, right? Or do you have leaky gut, which would go along with most of those? If you're not sure, and food sensitivities, run what's called the gut bundle, the big three. That is at stevencabral.com/shop. Just head on over. That's Equilife. They're shipped to 27 countries around the world, but run the gut bundle. And that will share with you your food sensitivities, bacterial overgrowth, yeast fungal overgrowth, parasites, H. pylori. You don't have to do it with Equilife, but you can at least see what they are. You can do it with a local naturopathic doctor or an integrative health practitioner. All right. So that's how to find out the underlying gut root causes, but there's also underlying deficiencies. As I talked about in my book, The Rain Barrel Effect, every dis-ease of the body comes down to two things. It's either deficiencies or toxicities. The toxicities would be all the gut-based issues I just spoke about. But deficiencies could be this one mineral. What one mineral is it? It's zinc. Zinc is one of those simplest minerals out there. A lot like vitamin C for vitamins, right? But zinc is so powerful that it literally regulates mast cell production. And mast cells are what begin to degranulate and create these histamines in your body. When I used to do my electron microscopy in my office for consults, and I would actually look at a wellness client's blood under the microscope, I could actually show them right on the screen if they had a large amount of mast cells or not, because they were so easy to pick out. You could actually see the little granules inside. And so they're like, well, this is very apparent, right? I have a lot of mast cells. This makes sense why my histamine levels are so high. Because when you don't have enough zinc, and I'm talking about a functional level of zinc, not just running zinc on your blood work, something like running on the minerals and metals test, or running it, yeah, that's the best way to test it, honestly. And that's a very simple, inexpensive lab. Again, stevencabral.com/shop, minerals and metals test. But please, like, again, you can run it with your local practitioner, but I just want you to know these things are available to you. But zinc helps stabilize mast cells so they don't degranulate because they store basically histamines. So they don't need to pour out if zinc allows them to balance those leaky buckets of histamine. Zinc also helps support the creation of diamine oxidase in your gut. Right? So if you have a lot of inflammation in your gut, you're most likely low in zinc as well, but zinc helps to improve diamine oxidase, and that's the enzyme that breaks down histamines. Zinc is also needed for that gut barrier. So most people with gut-based issues, again, that's why we need to do something like the CBO protocol. If you're not able to test, you do the CBO protocol, then you do the CBO finisher, which also has zinc, and it helps seal up that gut wall barrier so that you're not leaking proteins, fungal-based metabolites, bacteria, etc. Really important, because if you have leaky gut, you're going to have, most likely in the future, if you don't now, autoimmune issues and immune-based imbalances, which can lead to the allergies and the headaches, etc. All right, so when we are low in zinc, just to summarize, we usually have an overactive mast cell production and granulation of those mast cells. We have lower levels of diamine oxidase, which means we have more histamines in the blood, but we're not able to break those histamines down with an enzyme called DAO. We also, over time, with that inflammation in the gut and the low zinc, allow that gut barrier in our intestines to become more permeable, right? So that permeability now allows food-based particles and sensitivities and casein and gluten and other proteins such as the gliadin in the gluten to be able to move and circulate through the body, potentially causing autoimmune issues and more. So those real world symptoms though, what do they look like? At least as it's beginning to fill up your rain barrel, it's allergies and skin rashes and brain fog and sinus issues and migraines and the inability to turn off the brain. Like that's a big part of it, right? So, and I had all of these until my mid-20s. Every single one of them because I had very low levels of zinc. And I'll tell you how much I took. And again, I'm not giving you medical advice or medical treatment plans, but I had to fix my gut. Like that was a big part of this. But in the meantime, I could take zinc, right? And so that was a big thing. So other people though with very low zinc, sometimes they see poor wound healing. They sometimes see frequent viruses or infections. They get frequent colds. They might see their hair thinning, their hair graying, even though that has a lot to do with copper as well. And they might see white spots on their nails. I'll link up a couple shows that talk about, the nails and how the nails should look at stephencabral.com/3525 here today. So really, really important. Okay, what can we do? Foods that are going to help build up our zinc levels are things like oysters and grass-fed red meat, pumpkin seeds, cashews, even things like garbanzo beans or chickpeas, right? Really important. Okay, supplements. If you don't know if you're low in copper and you know that that's important as well because it balances zinc, take a product called Balance Zinc. 15 milligrams of zinc, 1 milligram of copper. That's how you balance it. If you've run your minerals and metals test and you say, no, I actually have lower zinc than copper, you take a product called FM Zinc. That's 25 milligrams of zinc all by itself. Now, all of these should be done, though, in conjunction with a daily activated multivitamin or the daily nutritional support. Why is that important? Because you want all of the other cofactors with them. The methylated Bs that help with stress, etc. All of those are great for this inflammation and potential allergy-based issues, too. We also have to be careful with taking in alcohol. Alcohol and even low stomach acid is going to deplete your body of zinc. That's just the way that it is. So fix the gut-based issues, try to go easier on the alcohol, and improve overall dietary as well as nutritional supplement forms of zinc. Zinc is best taken not on an empty stomach. It can make you nauseous. Take it mid-meal, typically at dinner, since it's an anabolic mineral that helps you repair during the night for sleep and rebuild. Take your daily nutritional support or daily activated multi in the morning. Take your Balance Zinc or FM Zinc with dinner. Honestly, it's that easy. It's that straightforward. Then, if needed, you're going to do the CBO protocol for your gut, and then the CBO finisher when it's done to heal and seal that gut wall. There's so much more that I could share, but the goal here today is that every single podcast, we build up our integrative health and functional medicine-based knowledge base, and then we start to see how all the puzzle pieces fit together. My goal is to bring that to you every single day. This is episode 3525. You can search previous shows at stephencabral.com/podcast. I hope this was helpful. And let me know if there's any questions or comments. I'd love to hear from you. And of course, if the show was helpful, do feel free to share it with anyone you believe it could serve. Take care. Thanks so much for tuning into today's show. Before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I want to make sure that you're getting our daily content, not missing out on anything. Functional medicine, wellness, weight gain, weight loss, anti-aging, living longer, stronger, and all of the most cutting-edge research. And if there's any topics you want to hear, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Take care.